jumped on my phone. Just give me 1 second. I don't know what's going on with my phone, but wish I could you see we're live, and if it's good, if we have good sound. My fucking phone's just through right now. I don't know what happened. Satan's hard at work. Let's see. Easy on the bottle. Yo. Okay, now the phone working. Looks like we have sound coming.
You got it?
Yeah, it looks like I got it now. So it looks like it looks good. Boom. Let me give it a quick share. Brothers good? Hey, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, we would like to give all praise, honor, and glory
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash.
Hey, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where we learned this 144% truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth, to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom.
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwath. Hey, Fiery Trials 144, out of Lowell, Mass, offshoot camp of our Great Millstone. And we got the 100% body here today. Through the spirit on this ride and talk, through the spirit. And you can see by the title, all hands on deck. Ultimately we're in the time now where the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is searching out the churches, man. All right, and men that have been gifted, all right, with the seventh sense, to be able to actually speak and preach and prophesy. Many men are not doing that, and men that are hopping on comment boards, and they're always on the comment board, putting up precepts. The Lord obviously wired you to be able to teach, okay? And when you go into the the Great Commission, right? Which a lot of people are misled thinking it's Matthew 28. In reality, it's Matthew the 10th chapter. Matter of fact, Malak, can we start with that, if you don't mind? Matthew 10, Babak Bashar. I think it's right around 405, and we're gonna read down a couple of precepts. The Lord tells us in this counsel with his when he's talking to his disciples, he says something very crucial towards the end of their conversation. All right, that we can't overlook. You got it, Malak.
There's the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, "Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not."
Right, and just for a quick for a quick little backstory, not to draw it out too much. As we know, the Samaria, which was the land of the northern kingdom, upon us being driven out of there, all right, Shalmaneser, he drilled that land with heathen, specifically Hamites. Mm-hmm. So at this time, it was flooded with heathen. All right, this is one of the reasons why the Lord said that, and this also proves that that the Lord wasn't sent, but for the 12 tribes, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. As a matter of fact, isn't that like Matthew 15 or something like that? We don't gotta get it. You can get it if you want, but yeah, man, Yahushua himself specifies that he only came for the 12 tribes of Israel. You see? But anyway, Malak, if you want to keep going, or if you have something, you
can. But rather, go but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
You got him a lot.
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Right, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And this has been, this is the same testimony that John the Baptist had. All right, John the Baptist had the same testimony, man. All right, and nothing different today. You see, the latter days begin with Yahweh Shai's birth. You see, this was the beginning stages of the downfall of the enemy, Esau. Okay, now we're at the final stage of Esau's reign of terror. But you got him a lot. Here's the point.
God, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give.
And that's what I wanted to highlight right there, what Yahweh Shai said. Freely what you've been have, freely give. So here it is. You have men, right, that have been able to actually listen to exercises, well, class videos, you know, before lack of better words, you know, and because ultimately, our elders and apostles, they had to go to the library, they had to do some heavy lifting and efforts to get the information that we have at our disposal so easily now. So you have men knowledge grabbing and retaining all this information, but they're not doing anything with it. Here it is. You have all these individuals, all these men on these comment boards. You go to their channel, they're putting up all these precepts. You go to their channel. If they're making lessons, you have no videos of them going to camp. You got men, they have no camp set up, but they're doing lessons though. You're being partial. You see, you have to go out and teach. You have to risk your life. Romans 12. You got to get out there. You can't, right? You can't sit back and just keyboard warrior it while other men are going out there risking everything, putting everything on the line. And you got the same gift brothers got. Now that's not going to be acceptable. And we're in a time where the Lord's searching that spirit out. You got him, my man.
Khan, this is the book of John, chapter 21, verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahushua says to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, feed my lambs.
You got him a lot.
I'm gonna just keep reading through.
No doubt.
He says unto him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He says unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He says unto him, feed my sheep. He said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahweh Shai says unto him, feed my sheep. And you know that he said it to him 3 times. And that number 3 goes into understanding. So you got to understand that when the Lord commanded us to go forth into the lost sheep, of the house of Israel, it was to feed them this knowledge, feed them the truth so they could come back into the fold, come back to their true shepherd, which is Yahweh Shai, because the lost sheep are lost out there without knowledge, without a way back home, right? Which is to this truth, which is going to bring them back to the kingdom, right. Their inheritance.
Right. And we're walking in the same footsteps as Yahweh Shai.
Right.
When you go to, I think it's Matthew 9. Malak, if you don't mind, go back with Shai. Matthew 9, probably the last few precepts in Matthew the 9th chapter. Yahweh Shai, I believe he...
when he went about all the cities teaching in the synagogues and preaching. Khan. There's the book of Matthew chapter 9 verse 35. And Yahweh Shai went about all the cities and villages teaching in their synagogues.
He did that on a daily. You got him a lot.
And preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing every sickness and every disease among the people.
Right, which is what this power is capable of doing. You see, this word, when we go out there and when we do these, like this digital epistle right here, when we go out to the highways and byways and literally be a gazing stock amongst the people and bring out this word, hey, for those of the initiated, it heals them and wakes them up and quickens them. That's how we were quickened, by hearing this word, by the foolishness of preaching. So on a very low level, man, this is spiritual power. Right here, us speaking the word, showing you the what's the word I'm looking for as far as it being there's no time to waste, for lack of a better word. There's a word I'm looking for. But there's no time to waste.
No tarrying.
It just came back to me when you said that. This is time sensitive. What we're involved in, this word, this is time sensitive. You don't want to be sitting on that gift. You know, before you know it, man, the lights go out, all hell breaks loose, and hey, it's time to go to battle, man. You know, boot camp is over. You got him a lot.
And preaching the gospel of the kingdom and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad as sheep having no shepherd.
Right, and this is the situation that people are in now, as the brother had mentioned previously when he pulled out the precept, man. Our people are through out here, man. You know, so here it is. The Lord sent forth his shepherds, you know, to gather the sheep, which would be the elect, first and foremost on this side. You see, so when the chief shepherd appears, Yahweh Shai, hey, those that have been to the marriage are prepared and ready for that consummation, which is going to take place in the chariots, man, upon us ascending into the clouds, man, and being joined to our power and never having to have to be separated from him. You got him a lot.
God. Then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
Right. This is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few. We need more laborers, man. I think in that same chapter they say pray for more laborers.
Yep. Says, pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest.
See? So we need our hands on deck, man. You brothers sitting on your hands, you know. Here it is. You got the ability to identify, you know, our arch enemy to a fellow Israelite, brother or sister or child, but you're choosing to just be online and, you know, do things in the comfort of your home, or, you know, just operate under your own will. Listen, this is not the way this thing is playing out. The Lord demanded us to go out to the highways and byways. You can't do this your way. You can't be on TikTok and you call yourself having an Instagram and you spreading the word that way. No, you got to go out to the highways and byways. You got to put it all on the line, as brothers say. You know, you got it. What's that, brother? Brother, you got it.
In 1 Corinthians 3,
and I had that.
It said we are Yahweh Shai's husbandry, which is going into work, and we're his laborers, building his spiritual house. And like it said in 1 Peter 2, that Yahweh Shai chief cornerstone, and we're building a spiritual temple. So we had to work to build that temple and give diligence to make our calling and election sure. And that's obviously preaching of the word. There's another scripture in the Apocrypha where it said, despise not laborious work or husbandry. And so
we might hit it.
There we go.
Dead spot.
I think we're good.
I'll check it out.
You want to check? Yeah.
It looks like we're good. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Yeah, definitely. I'm sorry, but you got it. What were you saying now? You good?
Yeah, like the scriptures say, despise not laborious work or husbandry, and we are Yahweh Shai's husbandry and laborers, it said in 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. And so when we come into this truth, it's a workman. It's good to say, study to show thyself approved, being a workman, needed not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And so if you know what you're talking about,
you might want to speak up a little bit.
If you know what you're talking about and you have faith, then you would show your faith by your works, by going out there and teaching his word. Or else you're a wicked and slothful servant, putting your talent in a napkin, like the parable says in Matthew the 25th chapter. So if you ain't out there on the highways and byways, you are not about the marriage of Yahweh Shai, you're not about the kingdom, like the brother brought out, the kingdom, go preach saying, our Lord Yahweh Shai commanded the disciples, go preach saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
That's right.
And we're coming in that upon other men's labors, we're building upon their labors.
And I'm holding that 1 Corinthians 3. I'll pull that out real quick. And that's what it is, bro. The scriptures say we have to strive lawfully unless we won't be crowned. So part of you striving lawfully is not doing your own will, but the will of the Lord. And if you're scared to go out there on the highways and byways, pray to the Lord to give you the strength. You know, to be able to get out there and be bold as a lion. Pray to the Lord. You know, we can't ignore the spiritual artillery that the Lord gave us in the form of fasting and praying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just get this real quick because brother, I was holding it. You mentioned it. That's the spirit. 1 Corinthians 3:9, and it reads, "For we are laborers together with power. Ye are power's husbandry, right? Ye are power's building, according to the grace of power, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, which is given unto me as a wise master builder. I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man make heed, or take heed, how he buildeth thereupon." Right? Why? Because we've entered into other men's labors. As we mentioned earlier through the spirit, that our elders and apostles had to toil. They had to do the footwork in efforts for us to have the blueprint real time. To be able to just have it in the comfort of our hand. We could just, here it is, we can go into a breakdown. You know, because we got it at our disposal, because the elders and apostles have done all the dirty work, really, you know, through the spirit. But this is why we have to be careful how we build, because the foundation's already laid, right? Which is who? Look, for other foundation can no man lay, then that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Right? So guess what? If you're not going out into the highways and byways, but you're posting precepts, right? You have the ability to break down certain prophecy, and you can teach the word, right? But you're not taking that next step forward. All right, guess what? Your works are gonna be a complete failure. Them works are gonna disintegrate when the persecution comes back, and ultimately you're gonna fall apart. All right, you're gonna be caught. Scripture says those that knew my will are gonna be beaten with many stripes.
That's right.
What do you think that? Matter of fact, we're gonna get that, but I think the brother got something from the comment board.
Yeah.
Khan, you got him a lot.
This is Isaiah, yup, Idaho. Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Brakatah.
Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Brakatah. He put up James chapter 1 verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of Yahweh, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
And if I may, that's another critical point that was just made in that precept. Faith.
Yeah.
You men that are scared to go out and risk your neck is because you ain't got faith.
Right.
It's really that simple. You got something, brother?
I had something, but
okay,
you can finish your point with that.
Okay, Khan. Yeah. Hey, you brothers, I thought you had something to say. Salaki.
Nah, go ahead.
You brothers ain't got no faith, man. You brothers scared to go out there and teach, be a fool for Mashiach, man. There's a reward. There's a great reward that's going to come with what we're doing, man.
Right.
And you should count yourself blessed if the Lord gave you the ability to teach.
Yeah.
Get out there, man. It's almost over. Hey, the Lord's about to shut this ministry down, man.
That's right. He's coming back like a thief in the night. Hey, that brings me to this precept that I got here. It's a little read, but you know, there's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord does come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord has made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that said steward.
It said wise servant right here.
Oh, that's it.
So,
Are you in Luke?
Matthew.
Oh, you're in Matthew. Okay, it's also in Luke as well. In Luke it said steward. I'm sorry. Which is one and the same. Because that's being a steward, which we're likened to as well. We're pretty much the heads of the household.
Right.
We're making sure matters are being situated and things are in order, for lack of better words. So, Lucky, I thought you were in Luke.
Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
Doing what? The work.
God.
And not the work according to your will, Okay, you gotta get out there and you gotta be what's the word? A spectacle before men. I think the scripture say. You see, you got to get out there, man. There's no half stepping in this thing. And again, the Spirit of the Lord is searching out the churches, man.
God.
You men are being found out. There was a heavy spirit on me and the brother Isaiah when we were on the beloved brother Azana Moff's live stream maybe couple weeks ago. There was a heavy spirit, but brothers were investigating, man. Like there was certain brothers posting all these scriptures. You go to their channel, and either nothing there, or the last time they went out to teach was 2 months ago, man.
Damn.
That's unacceptable. What are you doing popping up? Did you get a strike? What happened?
Shit.
But there was no explanation. Brothers had mercy. Brothers were like, oh, what's going on? X, Y, and Z. There was no response, or brothers had an excuse.
Right.
There's no excuses in this thing, man. You don't believe. You truly don't believe. That's the problem.
I got a little bit more, brother. Come, verse 47. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Damn. And that's going into those that say, many should say, Lord, Lord.
Yeah.
And they're going to be casted out into outer darkness.
Yeah.
Which, in a long story short, you ain't going to make it.
Right.
You're not going to be delivered. Your feet are not going to come off the ground.
Right. Showing you that you don't love the Lord because you're not feeding the sheep. Mm-hmm. You're mistreating the flock. You know, you're leaving them out there to starve. Right. They're looking for information. They're looking for guidance. And you got them in the dark. You know what I mean? Right. You got them hidden in a dungeon in the dark. You know what I mean? No light, no water. Right. You know, they're malnutrition spiritually. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, hey, the Lord gave you charge over your flock. Whatever subscribers you got on your channel, you know, whatever people when you out there bidding the people for the marriage, you're supposed to be out there, you know, trying to draw them in. You know, as a fisherman, you taking days off. You know what I mean? Your how do they call it? You know, you're supposed to be out in the sea casting that net, but your boat is just sitting there catching rust.
With the anchor?
Yeah, with the anchor catching rust and shit. You got vines growing up because you haven't moved it in so long. Right. You know what I mean? You gotta be out, you know, me and the brothers, we go out there twice a week, you know, and there's no excuses, man. You know? Unless you can't get up from that bed because you got some type of sickness or something, you should be out there, man. That's it. You know? But yeah, that was the point on that, brother.
I mean, if brothers don't have anything, I guess we can close out with many stripes. I think that's Luke 12. You got it, brother. What you got?
We're in a time of prophecy coming to pass. All hell is breaking loose. Jacob's trouble, World War III, the MOTB, it's all happening right before our eyes. So if you're not prophesying, that's because Yahweh Bashmashah didn't put the spirit on you to prophesy. If you're not at 144,000, you don't have that new song because the prophecies are coming to pass. And so that means the Holy Spirit is not dealing. The Lord's not sending the holy angels to be with you and to put and Yahweh Shah not with you to put His words in your mouth to preach His word. Because it's all happening. It's happening right before our eyes, and we're set up as watchmen to watch for Lord Yahweh Shah to come back and tell the people.
I got something real quick, brother. There's the book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 33. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. And right now, what we're doing, we're trying to treasure up these spiritual treasures. You know what I mean? To be able to withdraw from that spiritual bank account in the time of trouble. You know, Jacob's trouble's coming, and if you don't got nothing to withdraw spiritually from that bank account, you know what I mean? You're gonna be in trouble. You know, like when you got some money that you put away in the bank, you know, and you're like, you know, this is for a rainy day. You know, your car break down. You know, your rent comes or something happens. You know, you got to pay an unexpected bill. You know, you could go to the bank and withdraw some money and you know, be easy, man. So it's the same thing in the spiritual realm, where we're bringing out this word. You know, in order for us in those days of trouble, if we're doing this in truth and sincerity, you know, it's the same thing. But a little bit of the folding of hands, you know, a little slumber, hey, it's gonna come to poverty. You're not gonna have no spiritual treasures to withdraw on that day of Jacob's trouble, you know.
Right.
And the scripture also say that consider the ant that was sluggard. Because the ants work really hard.
That's right.
And so you only want to make lessons when you want to. You don't want to go to camp. It said consider the ant, and that's also in Proverbs.
Right.
And there's another one in Revelation that said that you want to be lukewarm in this thing, or Yahweh Shah gonna spew you out of his mouth.
That's right.
Because you weren't hot nor cold.
That's right.
So the Lord is not dealing with lukewarm, spiritually sleeping on your post. When a watchman has to sit on the wall and watch for the enemy to come in, and that is through watching these prophecies. And so falling asleep on a post that the Lord, like in the military, you get fired. The Lord gonna fire you and spew you out of this thing.
Right.
Because you were never really a part of the elect, anyways.
That's right. That's right.
Plow done seized up, the plow.
Yeah.
It done seized up.
Yeah.
The
They don't even stop no more.
Yeah. You get found gagged up because the enemy done creeped up, climbed the tower. You were sleeping. Your whole household gets folded up.
Right. And that's the spirit. It's the memorial that belongs in the trumpet.
Con.
I believe tomorrow?
Tonight. Yeah.
With the Shabbat. It's
Yeah.
So that's the spirit. I said that. And that's the spirit that we're even bringing that out. Because
Right.
here it is. We're pretty much, you know, again, bringing forth I guess if you want to call it a rebuke through the spirit, I guess. I mean, for lack of better words. So those are men. Is that fair?
More of like a self-examination to
who it may apply to.
Right.
But it will be a rebuke to them.
Hey,
Right?
and that applies to everybody,
Of
even
course.
to us three,
Right.
to everybody
To
listening.
men that are not doing the
Right.
Because your brothers are going out. Well,
Right.
We can all do better though.
Right. No, I'm saying it's just a self-examination for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know, to
Like, what are
understand
we doing?
that we're bringing these words out from the scriptures. You know, this is Yahweh Shai speaking
That's right.
to all of us. So we know that we're the servants of Yahweh Shai.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even though we're going out, we examine ourselves. And for those that ain't going out, man, listen, man, y'all better do some deep searching. Y'all better do some praying. Y'all better get up, man, and start, you know, get the motors running, man. Get that spirit going, because if not, listen, man, you're gonna dry out. The Lord said what? If you're not bearing righteous fruit, man, He's gonna cut you and throw you into the fire, man.
That's right. Ultimately, if not, that Luke 12, I think it's Luke 12 and 47, brother. We can close out with that.
God.
Luke 12 and 47. Because again, doing the will of the Lord is not doing what you want.
Right.
You know, it's doing what the scriptures tell us to do.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that are not doing this
Right.
the right way,
Right.
if it applies to you, you should feel cut.
Right.
You know?
Right, because the scripture says we're called unto this to be a good soldier,
That's
to
it.
endure as a soldier of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So, you know, a soldier doesn't do whatever the hell he wants. Here it is, the general is telling you to do A, B, and C, and you're over here trying to do E, F, G.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you all over the place.
Out of order.
You know, just chilling. Nah, man, you over here dancing with the neighborhood whores and shit when you're supposed to be watching over here. And now your whole battalion getting slaughtered. You know, because you ain't received the instructions.
That's it.
You know. There's the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 47. Let me see if
You could start up, but you weren't into that in Matthew.
Con.
So
We'll just get straight to the point.
Mhm.
There's the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 47. And that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself.
And how do we know you niggas know? You're posting scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
You're posting scriptures all over the comment board that's relevant and cohesive with the talking point.
Right.
You know, right on time precepts.
Con.
You know you got him a lot.
Con.